When I started to practice law in Pittsburgh in the early 70s, there was only one city with more corporate headquarters than the city of Pittsburgh, and the economy was driven by the steel industry. By the early 80s, the city had to deal with the reconfiguration of the domestic steel industry and the loss of the heavy industry business base that really fueled our economy. Pittsburghers were able to basically transform the city from those bad times in the 80s and 90s to a point where in recent times we have been designated as the most livable city in the United States, and recently the U.S. Department of Commerce indicated that Pittsburgh was one of the 12 most attractive cities in which to invest. So now, instead of worrying about companies leaving the city, we have companies like Google coming into the city and looking for ways in which they can expand their footprint. And instead of a steel-driven economy, we now are at the epicenter of the energy marketplace, whether you're talking about natural gas, coal, oil, or nuclear energy. And finally, instead of worrying about people leaving the city, we are now able to attract top talent from all across the country. And many of the kids that left in the 80s and 90s and didn't come back after college because of a lack of opportunity are now coming back as young adults with their children to take advantage of the opportunities that are here in Pittsburgh. The legal community and other service industries have benefited from this improvement in the economy over the past 30 or 40 years. And an illustration of that is two of the largest law firms in the world are headquartered here in Pittsburgh, Reed Smith and K&L Gates. And even a mid-sized firm like our firm, Babst, has grown from 80 lawyers to over 130 lawyers over the past 5 years. Now, people may find the population of lawyers, or the high population of lawyers, attractive or unattractive, depending upon how you view our profession. But I would suggest to you that the presence of so many lawyers here in Pittsburgh has really benefited the community. One of the best examples of how the legal community has come together to help improve the quality of life for those of us that live in Allegheny County is the Cultural Trust Legal Society. The Cultural Trust, as many of you probably know, brings high-level visual and performing arts to Pittsburgh each year, but it also has been the most significant driver of redeveloping a major portion of downtown Pittsburgh, the area known as the Cultural District. Former County Executive Dan Honorato once said that the Cultural Trust is the single most important entity in terms of saving downtown Pittsburgh. But a number of years ago, at the time of the national recession, the Trust, like many other valuable nonprofit organizations in town, was facing a funding shortfall. A group of law firms got together to look at that problem, and what they realized was that the Trust is really a business partner for all of us, given what they've done to urbanize or improve the urban environment in downtown Pittsburgh and to improve the quality of life for the people here in Allegheny County. So this group, a group of 18 law firms, decided to make a pledge to fund the Trust or provide funding to the Trust over a 5-year period. That period is just about concluded, and the group is about to get together again to see what steps we can take in the future to further help the Trust.